Welcome to episode 14 of the Ink and Pass podcast. I'm your host Elijah. I'm joined by Ben and Ivan, and we're in a little bit of a lull right now in Lorcana, but we skipped a week, and so we had a set champ, so we have some stuff to talk about. But Ben, since you didn't go to the set champ, how has your couple weeks in Lorcana been?
Pretty good. I decided to go into space and try some new things.
That's
And
exciting.
with that, I determined that next set I will be reclaiming my throne as the best Amber Amethyst player in Buffalo. And I will be knocking Marty down from that.
You hear
And
that,
that is
Marty?
a direct call out to Marty.
You're. I don't have faith in you. I'm sorry. I mean, wait, no. Sorry, let me re. I have faith
That's
that.
crazy. That's crazy. And that'll be it for this episode of the Ink and Pass.
Make sure you leave a comment.
Uh,
Question of the episode.
that's so good. Question of the episode: Why? How dare you?
I think but back to my point. I do think Amber Amethyst is gonna have some crazy good uh decks this set, with the new cards coming in. So I've kind of just been toying with a couple Infinity variants and core constructed variants. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. I mean, the new Dale card is really just putting that deck up another peg. So it's been really fun to play with.
Ivan, how about you?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
The, the question we have
Your week
every
in
episode:
Lorcana.
how was your week in Lorcana?
Uh, um, well, some of us actually went to the locals, for Infinity Night. Yeah, I know, right? That was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. We did Infinity at our locals at the heart of the game, and it's definitely an interesting dynamic where I thought it would be mostly dominated by discard, which were my two losses. Prince John is a problem. Just got to figure that out. But so is Diablo. But we knew that. So it's just another puzzle to solve, but with new cards. They ended up losing in a rock, paper, scissors type thing to Blurple. And then the deck that I defeated was another blue red deck, as blue red. But they were focused on items while I was focused on tempo, control. It was just interesting how everything revolved. It was like everybody was just beating everybody else, but depending on what was going on. But at the end, it seemed like Amethyst is what's coming out on top, but it's still very rock, paper, scissors. So it's going to be interesting what's going to happen to these next events that are going to be Infinity based. So we'll see.
Um, I do have a couple more questions about Infinity, but we'll get into that a little more, I guess, in our main
Oh,
topic. It's okay.
one more thing.
Oh,
Quick shout out to the set champs winner, Austin,
why are we
who
shouting
won
him out? He's not even here.
because because he won, and with ketchup and mustard.
Yeah, it was cool.
Who did he win against?
Some scrub. I can't remember. He was playing some
Oh,
off meta deck.
oh, yeah,
Wait, who
yeah.
was it?
Eli. It was Eli. Yeah, yeah. No, real. I'm sure we'll talk about this too when it comes to your turn. But you had a pretty cool deck that you've been workshopping, and it's been improving. And it got to a point where, like, man, this is really competitive, and it knocked a lot of people out, caught a lot of people off guard too. So I'm interested to see where that goes. Um, and then just to toot my own horn a little bit, I was able to check off the list of a tribe deck. I played with aliens, and then I played with amber steel, making it so that I did well with all the colors this set. So check, check, check. Mission accomplished. Take that, Eli, in your face.
I just didn't see you winning with Retro Evolution device, so you can't talk to me.
Mm, true.
I did that all the way at the beginning. That was week
Yeah,
one.
that doesn't count.
We do a callback to
Yeah.
when that card came out.
You know how many episodes of the podcast ago that was? Like all of them. All right.
All right,
Yeah,
go
we'll
ahead.
go to me. I haven't been playing too much recently in person. Fight Club's a little different, but that's a little bit of Infinity, and we can talk about that later. I wish I was able to go yesterday. I was working, unfortunately. Um, yeah, working. No, I would have brought
Job.
Green Steel and went 3-0, so it's like you didn't want me to do that anyway. But that set champ is the big thing I did, I guess. And besides like me losing the last round or whatever, it was a really good event. And I did bring a really weird deck. I talked about it last pod actually. It was the yellow green boost with you go like one drop, like hopefully Pluto as ramp, but then he's like if you miss Willow, it's like your backup, but like Willow into some of the boost cards. So either like the Donald boost card or Bambi. Because Bambi is really, really good and kind of why I wanted to play the deck. And then if your Willow doesn't die or get banished, you play the mini with Ward that boosts one of your other characters or puts a card under them and lets you draw a card. And like Bambi into that card is really good, and that was why I was like, maybe this deck should be yellow green. And then you have basically the exact same top end as blue green, besides like Hades, but they don't even play that anymore. So you have Basil,
It's
John
green top end.
Silver,
Yeah.
And Prince Philip, and the only action really in the deck is Malicious, Mean, and Scary. There was one or two Horseman strikes that weren't really relevant all day, but Malicious, Mean, and Scary was the only action because like so you can Prince Philip combo. But Bambi, it's not like Mufasa or something where it just like stops if you hit the action. Bambi will just let you keep drawing cards. So Bambi's really good, and then I played the Simba at the top because it had to play the Simba because he's like Mufasa, and this is why there weren't a lot of actions in the deck, because when you put a card under Simba, you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character, you play it for free, exerted. That actually happened more times than I thought it would in the event, and it did definitely catch a lot of people off guard. I, through testing, realized that if you just play for Prince Philip combo into dogs, you can just win. And I beat dogs round 1. I don't remember the whole event, honestly. I definitely don't remember the last round. But I remember my semifinals. It's a local who doesn't really play that often, but he showed up for the set champ. So he has no idea what I'm running, and he sees a 1-drop, like a green 1-drop, and maybe like a green card inked. Maybe like a 3-drop Prince. No, something dogs like inked, and then a Willow on 2. So it's like, oh, he's playing dogs. And then I drop Bambi, and he's like, "Can I read that?" And then I drop Mini, and he's like, "Can I read that?" And then like a couple turns go by, and I drop Simba, and he's like, "Can I read that?" And that feeling was the best feeling I could have gotten. Because it was really cool to just see it pop off. And we had good games, but I ended up taking it. And then I played against this guy, Austin, in the finals. He's a local player. We're like kind of friends.
You're
And
just gonna skip Rocky, your rival?
oh my god, yeah, I played against Rocky too. And the deck, I don't know, the deck was just doing what it was doing. And Rocky wasn't playing Twin Fire. And Twin Fire would have wrecked my whole day. So, Rocky, always put that Twin Fire in your deck. Twin Fire mention.
I hope you learned, Rocky.
Yeah. You always beat me if you play Twin Fire. That's just like a fact, I think. But Yeah, I don't know. The deck felt really good, and then I played against this guy Austin, and he's playing this weird ass boost deck. Like I don't know who would play boost. That doesn't really make sense to me. And he was playing like Webby's Diary, Raging Storm, this location that boosts like super unconventional cards, and like I only play meta decks, so I was looking at him and I was like, "What is this? I don't understand what you're doing to me right now. Why would you do this to me?" And I've never seen this deck before in my entire life, and I've never seen Austin pilot this deck, so I was like, sorry.
Did you have to read his cards?
Oh, I should talk about that actually. But I played against Austin and we had close games, but like his boost deck is better than mine. Uh that's just kind of sus, and I didn't really think that was allowed going into this event. I kind of had the mentality that I was just taking the whole thing, and then he like kind of just destroyed my dream, and now I can't come on the pod and say I won. So
It's true. I think it was like 2 weeks in a row that he got to the finals of a set champs,
Mm-hmm.
and then he finally,
Yeah, because
crossed the
he
threshold.
lost to Marty.
Yeah.
And then
in realness, congratulations, Austin. We did have really good games, but his deck is built very well, and his deck is a little more consistent than mine, and the consistency was gonna beat the riskiness, and
Yeah.
like maybe I made a misplay, but I don't think I ever would have gotten there. We played. I guess that's a good point. We paired up in Swiss, and we were able to draw.
Yeah.
But we drew, and then we played for fun anyway. After I went and got food, or after he got food, and we had good games, but I smoked him. And then you know that meme with the guy where he's like, "I understand it now," like the trick shot
Yeah.
guy, and he like
Yeah.
sinks it immediately. That was like Austin. So then we sit down in the finals, and he's like, "I think I know how to mulligan against you now." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so cooked."
Yeah.
It's
he got you.
unfortunate that Austin's
He
a
got
good
you good.
player because I should have just kept my deck from him. Yeah. And I did play against Ivan, and I didn't read one of Ivan's cards, and that lost me the game, the one game, and then Ivan
And then
didn't.
I didn't read what it
Yeah,
was.
Ivan didn't read Donald that
Donald.
he would let me draw all the cards off of.
legendary Donald.
Yeah, he swung into my
Oh,
Bambi,
man.
killed it, and my Bambi had 3 cards under it, and I was like, I draw 3? And he was like,
I was like,
what?
I don't think you do.
I should have read your card.
we're even.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a fun weekend. That deck was really fun. I'll never share it. It's my secret sauce. It's gonna be a new set anyway.
I'll post
And then
it.
I don't think
And the deck is here.
flash it up on screen. I don't know if the deck's gonna be viable in the next set. Sadly, but we'll see. Maybe I'll mess with it. I still gotta try Powerline again.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into, I'm gonna make it the question of the episode, and then we'll have a little bit of talk about Infinity too. But before we do that, we're going to do a little special segment. Instead of giving one of our favorite spoilers, we're going to give which enchanted would you want to pull at your pre-release? Ben, we'll start with you.
I think so. This set go around, there is a lot of really good enchanteds. The Encanto ones, I want all of them, but there's one card that I think probably has the best artwork out of all the enchanteds, and it's the alien with the flower claw holding him up. I just think it's absolutely incredible. So that's the one I'm hoping for. If I don't get it, I'll be happy with any enchanted from this set. Really. Except
of
for no, yeah, I'd be good with any of them.
I think I have one I wouldn't be okay with. But other than that, I think they're all really good. I think the circle style, because they all have this like big circle that they're all kind of shapes around.
Yeah.
it works for most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. And I think the artists did really good with uh building around that kind of theme. Ivan, what's your enchanted that you would like to pull during your pre-release, even though you're not going to a pre-release, but we'll skip over that.
He's going to the pre-release. He
I'm
said he
going
would.
to the pre-release.
You said you're not doing it. That doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go.
He's still going. He still has
I'm
product to
still
open.
going.
Nah. It's from the 6-packs in the pre-release. Oh, I got the enchanted I wanted. Not out of your case or whatever. That doesn't count.
All right, fine. But I still want an enchanted, okay?
Yeah,
And
that's
the one
fine.
that I've got my eye on is You've Got a Friend in Me. Just because I'm a big Toy Story fan. Honestly, the set might be big just because of that IP.
For sure.
I just hear a lot of buzz around it.
Pun
No pun
intended?
intended.
Oh, okay.
Someone say Buzz.
Buzz, buzz, Lightyear. No, growing up with Toy Story, man, I want that You've Got a Friend in Me card. Something special. Also, shout out to Ben for getting me a buddy
Oh,
here.
Yeah. We
That's
have matching ones. I also have the Rex. He's on my nightstand.
The enchanted I am looking forward to the most. I was really split between two, but I like this card a lot, and I think I like the original version of the card, and I think it is like on the verge of not looking like a Lorcana card. And then the enchanted, I was like, ooh, it looks so good, and it looks like it would not have to be in this game either. And it's the Kita enchanted. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And the other
I
one
think
was the
the-
other Atlantis one, and it was Milo.
Yeah, Milo. Yeah. I'd have to agree with you. I think the Kita's legendary artwork is like top 3 from this set. I genuinely they
good.
like it's just like you said, it just literally doesn't feel like a Lorcana card. It literally just feels like it's from another IP and they're like, let's just bring that over.
Yeah.
And
It looks so good.
yeah.
Whether or not she's playable, I do kind of just want 4 of it, and I want the
People are saying, I don't know if you hear, green blue Kita, not too shabby after Inkaiser.
Okay. Austin could cook with that.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of avenues, and I think like obviously you're looking at the first ability more than the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Which I wonder why they did that, but I also like why they made it so expensive. But I think it's also like the idea that like if you can just develop by paying 1 after you've inked 5 cards, that's probably like so good
Yeah.
to just start finding your Hades and
Yep.
everything. So I think she's cool. It's probably a card I'll cook with, and it's just so beautiful. Before we talk about Infinity, I have the question of the episode.
Whoa.
And I just want to know, well, because I think the story between you and me, Ben, is pretty funny, but I want to know how we all got into Lorcana and why we're still here. So, Ivan, why don't we start with you? Because you came in a little late, right?
Me? Yes. So I was playing Pokemon with my kids, and then like my brother would come along with us. And then one evening, we were at the shop Dave and Adams, and that was like a big spot for like card games, trading, all that jazz. And then he says, "Hey, there's this new card game coming out called Lorcana," and I'm like, "What's that?" He's like, "It's Disney Magic," and I was like, "All right, that sounds pretty cool." Couldn't find product for like the longest time, so it was actually really hard to get into the game from that perspective. Ended up, I think around like set 4, I ended up going to a local where I met you guys basically, and I was like, these guys seem pretty cool. I ended up buying a few cards to make a deck, put it together, showed up at locals. And I was like, you know what, this is a pretty good crowd, and like Set Championships is active, like it's an active card game, and I hadn't played a card game in a long time. like outside of playing Pokemon with the kids. And I was like, all right, this one might be for like me. So hanging out with you guys, like, hey, you guys are pretty cool, and you guys loved my deck building, and I think the thing that sealed it was one day I was like, I really want one of these pins that you guys keep getting, and Ben ended up getting one for me and just said like, hey, you can have this one. I was like, that's such a nice thing for
What a
this guy
chill
to do.
guy.
What a chill guy. I was like, all right, I like this guy. I like the vibes. And then from there, I just kept coming back to all the locals and hanging out. So as far as what got me into Lorcana, I'd say the vibes.
Yeah, and us.
Vibes are immaculate.
Yes, you guys. As far as playing the game, like the game's just fun. It's a fun game to play,
Completely.
and there's a lot of room to cook.
Mhm.
So, and I do love to cook. And you guys keep telling me about how much you love my airfoil deck.
Bring it back. Bring it out of retirement.
Infinity Airfoil?
Yeah.
It might be unnecessary. We'll see though.
I guess we'll see.
Like I was about to say, I guess we will see next episode.
We're in the next topic. But Ben, how did you get into
Oh.
Lorcana?
My Lorcana journey started with one of my really close friends, Alec, who's been on the podcast a couple times. We were hanging out at his house one night, and he was like, "Oh, hey, we all love Disney. We've gone to Disney together multiple times." And he was like, "Hey, there's a Disney card game coming out in like 3 days." And I was like, "Oh, cool. I love Disney and I love card games. Like I collected Pokemon my whole life. I played Yu-Gi-Oh for a little while. I played Pokemon for a good chunk of my life. And I was at a point where I wasn't playing anything. And I was like, yeah, let me try Lorcana. So we went to Dave and Adams on the day of release and picked up one of each of the starter decks and went back to his house and played a couple games with those starter decks. And we were having so much fun. Then the next Friday was the first like major big box release. So I was like, I'm gonna go wait outside GameStop because I want product and like you can't find packs or any product. So I get there and there's a line of like, I want to say there was 3 people in line and I was the 4th person. The very first person in line was Elijah. So
That's
we
how you
go,
guys met?
yeah. So we go
That's
in.
crazy.
They only got one playmat, and everybody wanted the playmats from the beginning. And Elijah was like, "Oh, dude, I can't believe it! Like, we're so excited to get this product." We go in, and they're like, "Yeah, we only got one playmat." And Elijah's like, "I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm gonna get the playmat." And we were all like, "No, get it, get it, get it." So we were all able to get some product, and then I don't remember if I told Elijah or if we were just talking about it, but I was like, "Hey, Dave and Adams is going to be hosting Lorcana League, like where you can go in and play with other people." And he was like, "Oh, yeah, like I'll see if I want to go. Like, yeah, whatever." I was like, "Okay, like, me and my friend Alec will be there. So, like, if you want to come play." So we go and we're hanging out. And then Elijah's there. And I was like, "Oh, dude, like, how are your pulls?" And he's like, "Yeah, I pulled the Enchanted Mickey." And I was like, "Huh?" Like, what? And at that time, funny enough, I didn't know the difference in the card rarities yet because like I was just so brand new into it and I hadn't played a card game in probably 8 or 9 years at that point, and I wasn't really collecting as heavily as I was for Pokemon. And I was like, oh, like I couldn't tell you what I got. So then I went home and took pictures of my cards and was sending them to Alec. And at that time I had like Belle and Rapunzel and like Maleficent Dragon. I didn't know. I was just like, oh, these are cool cards. And I had all these legendaries. So then obviously it tumbled and steamrolled from there where I just kept playing through all the sets because I met everybody and we grew really close. And just the community we have here in Buffalo is probably like the closest community I've had in a card game as far as how nice everybody is. And we all look out for each other and what cards we need and what decks we're building. And like the Yu-Gi-Oh community was extremely toxic, so like I quit playing that where I was living at the time, and Pokemon kind of just died off. Nobody was playing it anymore in my area, so then that's why I quit playing card games. And then getting into Lorcana, it was a huge crowd at the beginning. Now it's kind of like grown into a smaller, more close-knit crowd, which I really enjoy. And yeah, I just get to hang out with my friends multiple times a week and play a Disney card game. What more could you ask for?
He's muted.
He's muted, but we'll keep going.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot I did that. Oh, so you
The
didn't
whole
even hear me
time.
go, "Ya boy."
No, you just
That's
went.
so
Nah.
unfortunate. That's funny.
But yeah,
Um,
it was-
that's how me and Elijah met. Was the first big box release day
GameStop.
of GameStop. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I think you brought up a good point that like we have become this close-knit community. And that was like part of the question, like why are we still playing this game? I think Disney's great. And this group is like really great as well.
yeah,
And these are my friends now. So that's why I'm here. We're playing a good game and we got a good group. Ben kind of said a little bit, but I don't know if I've ever told this story. Also give me 1 sec. I'm gonna go look for the thing. So figure out something to talk about.
So I'm almost positive Eli was just there to scalp cards. Huh?
he was definitely there scalping. He asked me if I wanted to buy the Enchanted for $600. No, I'm just kidding. He did not do that. But I do remember one of the first memories I had too, Elijah, was when we met at David Adams. I was playing with a Pokemon playmat, and he was like, "Oh, my favorite Pokemon." I'm probably telling the story, and he's probably about to show it. Go ahead, Elijah.
Wait, no. Continue the story.
I asked him about who his favorite Pokemon was because you were talking about Pokemon, and he said, "Oh, it's Eevee." And I said, "Oh, funny enough, I have a shiny Eevee playmat."
No shot.
Because I did say specifically shiny Eevee.
He said
that
his
I
favorite
love.
Pokemon was shiny Eevee, and I was like, "Oh." So then the next league, I brought him that playmat for free.
And that's
gave
how
it to him.
I knew the community was chill.
Yeah.
So
So that was like the second time I met Elijah. I brought him that playmat.
Yeah. So I do still have it.
So basically, Ben created this community.
Probably.
Well, no, okay. Well,
heavily impact from the former Disney employee.
yeah, true. You kind of got like the Disney magic or whatever, I guess.
He's a
Right,
player.
whatever.
So I remember hearing about this game from my father because like the only card game I ever played outside of this was Magic when I was in middle school. So middle school me did not know what was going on. I'm not
No.
good at
Like 5 years ago.
I'm not good at or I wasn't good at like figuring out like the actual things to do and like how to build a good deck. I was like, "Oh, I like red blue in Magic. Like it's doing a lot of spell things. That's kind of cool." And we had like Magic the Gathering club at school. So that was when I played. And the guy that would run it would give out packs sometimes. He would like buy a box for the whole group and then we'd all share packs, which was really cool. And I thought like that was like how I was like, "Oh, I think card game people might be my people." But then I got to like high school and kind of dropped it. My English teacher freshman year ran Magic the Gathering club at the high school. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I might try that out." But I never actually did, but we would like still talk about it in class. I just had other things with like music and stuff. So I was never really into it. And I had like seen some stuff about Pokemon. I had ripped some Pokemon packs, but I had never played Pokemon. But my dad knew that I was in Magic the Gathering club because somebody had to drop me off at school early for that stuff. So it was my parents. And he knew that I kind of liked it. So when they first announced it, announced this game, he was like, Disney's releasing a card game. I was like, a card game? And he was like, yeah, like Magic the Gathering. I was like, wait, really? That's like kind of interesting, actually. How long until it comes out? And it was like 7 months or something. And I was like, oh my God. So then I just completely forgot about it. And then like a week before, he was like, so are you gonna like buy some of those decks for that game? I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about that. And now at this time, I work. I have a job at this point, so I can afford playing a card game. And I can drive myself. So I there is a Walmart right next to my work, basically. And so I went on the day of release, right from work after I opened, to the Walmart and like, "Meow," and went in and like I like fiended trying to find the section and I couldn't find any. But then these people who you guys I don't think know at all, they came from like around the corner and they looked and they were like, "Are you looking for Lorcana cards?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, we we took them, but we didn't buy them yet. We hid them because we were already getting some stuff and we were going to try it out and see if we like the game or not. And then so we have some more decks hidden. Do you want to buy two of them?" And I was like, "Uh, yeah." So they were like, "Okay, follow us." And this was a man and a woman, just for context. So this is slightly less weird.
So I was gonna say this is getting a little shady.
Yeah.
Little sus.
Well,
What
this is
happened here?
me. I don't know.
Like,
I think I was 17, but I'm like, okay,
you're a little boy.
they're gonna give
You
me
want
they're gonna
some
give me
starters?
cards.
Disney cards.
It's in our van. Come on.
So I follow them and they start bringing me into the they bring me into the woman's underwear section. And I'm like, no shot. This is weird as
Probably the
hell.
best place to hide trading cards, though.
Yeah. And she was like, no, no, no. Trust me, no one's ever gonna look here
Yeah.
for these. I was like, I mean, okay. And I like did not believe them. And they were like trying to find it because everything like it's the underwear section, so everything's like white and whatever. So they didn't remember the exact place they put it. So they were like going through all of the women's underwear section, and I'm just standing there like, am I gonna get my cards? And
Judge.
and they but then we see them and it's got Aladdin and Aurora on it, and I'm like, oh, we found them. So they end up they give them to me, and I go and buy them, and then I go home, and I was like, before I bought them, I was like, Mom, would you try this with me to see if I like it? And she said yes. So I was like kind of showing her because my mom is really into Disney. Uh, and she's like a travel agent too. So, and she started doing that because she loves Disney and she wanted to help people with Disney. So my mom was like, because it's Disney, yes, I'll try it with you. Um, so shout out mom.
You have so many questions.
Be a mom.
You have so many questions. We'll get there. Question of the episode. But so we started playing. I was like, wait, this is kind of cool. Like I kind of like this. And uh my dad was like, let me see if anywhere else has it. And he called GameStop and they were like, oh, we're having our release thing, like whatever day that was. And he was like, well, they have this. Do you work that day? I was like, no. And he was like, well, you should probably want to get in line for that. Uh, I was like, oh, maybe you're right. So that morning, because now I got money to spend, and I'm like, I don't have a hobby yet, so I'm like, we can spend some money. So I go there, and I did not know how early I should be. I've never done this before. This is my first time ever staking out outside of a GameStop, and now I've done it like 4 times or whatever. But I get there, nobody's there. I'm like, I sit there for like 15 minutes in a foldable chair or whatever, and I'm like, is the Target open yet? So then I walk to the Target, I get Starbucks, and I come back, and still nobody's there. But as I sit back down, this girl comes up and is just like chilling, and then we like talk about it, and she said she's there to get some cards for her boyfriend, so Elriz from me, I guess. But um we were talking and just waiting because this was like
I just picture this in my head. So you ready? I have a boyfriend.
No, that's not how it went down. I'm much more
She gets out of her
nonchalant.
card. She's like, I have a boyfriend.
I have a boyfriend.
I don't want your Mickey playmat. Stay away from me. So so this is still like an hour and something before this place opens. I'm like, oh, this is kind of weird. There's not a lot of people here right now. Should I really have done this? And then people start showing up. And then I see this group of a couple people walk up. And then they're talking about Pokemon or something. I don't remember what you guys were talking about. But it was something that I was like, oh, I'm going to join in on this conversation. So then we all started talking, and there was another guy there who I still see sometimes. He doesn't live around here anymore, but we talk sometimes. Or like whenever I see him, and he joined the conversation, and so I was just like, oh, this is like a chill community. So then I was talking to Ben and Alec. I think it was something Star Wars related. Uh, and we were just chilling, and that really helped kill the time. And I was like, oh, this is chill. And then, like Ben said, we ended up talking about stuff. We get in, there's the Mickey playmat. They only have one. Everybody sighs, and I'm like, should I get it? Because I didn't know how much money I was gonna have to spend, and then this shit's expensive. And I was like, I'll buy it. So
I'm
then I
actually
had like
looking
the only
something up.
Mickey playmat um in the area basically. So that was just like a cool experience that I had. And then obviously like Ben told me about David Adams, went to David Adams, met him, met some other cool people that were really into card games. And I wasn't super competitive, but I was enjoying the experience of it. And I was like, oh, these are my kind of people. Yeah. And now I think around Inklands, when the set champs happen, they revealed the Stitch playmat, and I was like, I will do. Stitch is my favorite Disney character. I was like, I will do whatever it takes to get that mat.
And I remember
And
you getting that mat.
and I ended up getting that mat, and that was when we had a lot of people.
Yeah,
in
the
the
David
area.
Adams set chance for that was 55 people.
Yeah. And I think we had like 30 something or 40 at ours. And I remember one of these times I was playing Blue Steel, and I hear from over my shoulder, damn, he looks really locked in right now. As I'm like fighting for my life for this card. And yeah, I won that, and I was like, I might do this forever. So that's why so that's why I'm here. And that was a long story, but I thought the starter deck story, I don't think I ever shared that ever. So yeah,
I
what
like
were
these
your
origin
questions?
stories.
I know it's pretty fun.
All right, question number one.
Yeah.
Your mom's a travel agent.
Yeah.
We literally have been traveling for some of these competitions.
She's a travel agent for Disney, though, right?
No, so it's primarily Disney. But she's been like working up to like doing like other stuff.
So when we plan our world's trip,
She could probably help with that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. If we get an invite to Nats, she could help with that. She wants
When
to
when we get an
Disneyland.
invite?
right. She wants to do a one of the things where you visit every park in Disney World and then fly to Disneyland and then
Oh,
visit
like the
both of the
4-park challenge, and
yeah
then go to the other
and do
2
it
parks. Yeah.
all in one day because of the time difference. You can do it all or whatever. I was like, yeah, I'd do that with you.
Ivan's face.
Yeah. Um.
I've never been, but I've heard that it takes forever to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Disney.
You'd have to
Uh,
like sleep on the plane. Disney is so cool, and like their IPs are great. So I think that's probably one of the reasons I've stayed too. And it gives a little more security in this game. Did you have any other
Honestly,
questions?
that's one of the things that drove me to the game too. Was like I knew like this is Disney. I know how protective Disney is of their IP. They're not going to start something if they're not going to support it, and they've definitely had Ravensburger. I think I saw somewhere that they're like triple digit $1 million profiting, like something
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah, I think
So
they're
it's
doing
gonna
well.
stick around.
Didn't they say this is their best product ever?
Yeah, better than all their puzzles.
Oh,
that they sell.
Ravensburger, yeah.
Like they're not
Yeah,
gonna
they
stop.
said the initial launch of Lorcana was so much more like astronomically high than what they were expecting that the company was like set for many years, like off
Yeah.
of that one.
I mean,
thing,
it
which
was
is like insane.
nuts. The beginning was
Yeah.
nuts, and we were so lucky to get product. And I just remember rolling that Enchanted Mickey into a little more product, and then some product for a different game that is dead now. Just because I was like trying to explore what card games there were.
What game?
Cryptic. Do you even know
Oh,
what it is?
no.
Exactly. It was something
There's
that
another one that it
one of our
happened too.
locals. But it was just like, oh, this is just a thing, and I didn't spend any money on it. It was
Yeah.
like
What's
I
that?
traded the Enchanted.
Did you guys ever try that other one that was like the French one? Altered.
I did
That's
not
dead.
try Altered, but
Oh,
yes,
not
that
try
is
Alter,
dead now.
but I did see that shut down. Yeah.
I was like, man. But again, like that Disney IP, man, it's gonna go
Mhm.
strong.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and Altered was like it was Kickstarter, and then they were doing some weird stuff. But this is like the company has control of all of it, like, and it's Disney. So
Good times.
yeah.
Good job.
Well, those are our origin stories. Maybe that's what we should do from now on. Whenever someone comes on the pod, ask for their origin
Their
story
origin story.
instead of their favorite deck. That's a good idea, Elijah. Thanks, guys. Okay, the main topic, which ultimately we're almost 45 minutes in already, because I have gone on a couple long stories.
Well, there's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
a bunch of cuts.
We have some. Yeah.
We have some cuts to do.
Yeah.
But I guess now our main topic, because why we were kind of doing Lorcana was one of the big ones, was our Infinity testing. And what we're thinking about this format now that we've played a good amount of it. I'd say I have a good amount of games, more than I can count on my hands and toes. Hands and feet.
Even your extra ones.
Yeah. So we are the experts, and we're gonna give our opinions. So Ivan, how are you feeling about the Infinity format? You kind of said a little earlier, but how are you feeling more in depth? What decks are you thinking? How do you feel prepping for an event?
Still a lot of prep to do. I do think there's a lot of combos out there that are viable. Like Akut at Moody, turn 1 into Prince John is kind of good. Or Akut at Moody into Ariel into whatever else, another Akut at Moody. Like there's like so many openers with like Angel and Cinderella to become consistent. There's a lot more ways to turn things sideways without targeting, like with Demona. Like all you need is one Demona with Amethyst, and all of a sudden Prince John isn't doing too much. Um, I think there's a lot of room for creativity. I think so. At the end of the day, you got to account for some things that you know you're going to see. You know you're going to face Prince John, Diablo, Rabbit. I'm curious to see if Rabbit will actually make a comeback because Genie does take such a priority in a way. But you got to think about bounce package. You got to think about items, Tamatoa, finishers. You got to think about hand control, field control, a whole new world. Like these are just so many game changing cards. It's just there's a lot to do. There's a lot to cook with.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what you've seen.
How about you, Ben? How much have you actually played of Infinity in?
On Fight Club, I've probably played close to 100 games. I've just been grinding on Infinity, just trying a bunch of different decks. It's wide open, in my opinion. I just think it's wide open right now. There's just so much going on in Infinity. I think people are trying to narrow it down, and I think we're kind of getting there. You're seeing the same Steel Song lists. You're seeing the discard packages. I'm seeing a lot of Tamatoa item stuff going on, which I like back of my mind completely forget about like the two different Tamatoas that are both item centric and very good. And so I'm really enjoying it in a sense that like Elijah said before a couple episodes ago, he enjoys the puzzle of playing the game and trying to figure out what to do, what moves to make, what's going on against your opponent. And I think where Infinity is right now, it's just so it is hard to kind of be like, what do I need to tech for? What am I going in looking at? But I also think that's just because there hasn't been anything major yet, and a lot of people gravitate towards decks after a major event. So right now it's just wide open. Like I could get on Fight Club and play 10 games right now, and there's a pretty good chance that of those 10 games, I'm playing at least 5 or 6 different decks. So I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. I do want it to kind of rein in the sense of like to know what I can prepare for before we go to events. But I'm just having fun playing against everybody and everybody's creativity right now. Like seeing a red green combo deck with Buzz Lightyear's arm and like all the older cards, it's like insane. But it's just like so creative and fun. I think that's why I'm just enjoying it so much. Like I felt like we were in a very dull state these past couple sets just because the meta has been defined and it hasn't really deviated from that. And it's just fun going into a game knowing I'm not playing against dogs or I'm not playing against traditional Blurple or, whatever that may be.
I think this is a nightmare.
Because
Okay.
there's no answer.
Let
And you
me.
like having an answer.
Yeah. Okay. So
My prediction: you're gonna sit down, you're gonna face someone, and you're gonna be like, all right, what do I gotta go against?
So I'm afraid of the unknown. And there is so much unknown here.
Yeah.
So I think you both kind of brought it up. This, you can't prepare right now. The only
No.
preparation you're doing is for what was good 4 sets ago. And that's yeah, they're still super strong. But then, yeah, these people are like creating some new stuff, but you can't prep for it. You don't even know what it is. You don't know what it looks like. There's nothing you can do to solve your deck to help you with the creativeness of others and then just getting smoked by it. Which, kudos to them if they create something that smokes you. That is different than what happened in the first 8 sets. I find it a little rough to sort through all of the mess. And I think you worded it fairly well when you said you want it to rein in. And I would like a big event soon, which we actually do kind of have, that really gives a path for the general direction of what we're going, and then we can tech more against it, and maybe the tech options are more creative. The Now, before a big event, we have to spend a ton of time testing decks that are either busted or complete trash, and then having to tune them before an event feels a little rough. And then like it's just very hard to test into anything. So I found that for me, my solution to this was I'm just gonna play Purple Steel. Guys, I know you're surprised. Guys, everybody who's surprised.
And the crowd went silent.
But so my reasoning for this was I'm gonna let the smoke settle, and I'm just gonna try to get the reps on the thing I know. And this led me to this point where I'm like, I feel comfortable with the way the deck runs. I don't know if it's the best thing I could be doing right now with the deck, but the way I have the deck built, I want to make the ratios good. I want to make it feel the best in my hands. So if somebody else comes out with something that's like groundbreaking, I can be like, okay, I know how to slot that into my deck, and I know how to make that comfortable for me instead of like picking up something random. Like, and I don't think Purple Steel is going to change drastically. I think it's going to be faster than it is in the current format. I've been maxing out at 4 drops. Maybe there's a direction you go where you go a little higher. I still have to test that out, but I've been just kind of trying to get my ratios down, trying to get the feel of the deck, like the Uninkables. You're like, there's a point that I'm just considering dropping Doc altogether if I'm playing Rabbit and Genie. It feels like there's almost no reason to play Doc if you have both of those
And friends.
and Friends. So, and you have Chernobog's Followers again. Like, that's another card draw, which is, some of these cards are so nice to have again. But it like pushes against the deck, the Purple Steel that is the deck now. It feels very different, but I feel considerably more comfortable with that card pool. And maybe that's something where Ivan has like the greatest strength here, is that I think, Ivan, you're probably the most comfortable with the card pool out of all of us because you play so many decks. So it's like less intimidating for you to look over everything and try to find something new. So like, yeah, I'm comfortable with the Purple Seal card pool. So I feel like I could make those decisions, and I feel like you probably feel like you can make those decisions for more decks. Like, I can make some changes to Green Steel, sort of, but I only truly trust myself with the Purple Seal side. I don't know if that's how you actually feel, but that was just kind of like my first thought.
No, I get it. I'm there with you. I think it also, that strength can also be a weakness because there's still time. That whole that whole trap, as it were. So rather than focusing, sometimes I spread myself too thin. But maybe I don't, and that's part of it, is because I'm considering so many things. I'm almost driving myself crazy doing that. But it's a double-edged sword kind of thing. Funny enough, I might actually go Purple Steel too with Infinity stuff.
It feels
just because
really good.
You got to
it
get on the
feels
calls
good.
and cook with us then. Me and Elijah have been cooking in between Valorant games.
I posted a deck that I've been doing pretty well with. I don't actually think I've lost with that deck since playing it, and it was crazy because you were like, "Why no genies? Why no rabbits? Why no?" It was like just a bunch of like,
It
and
was.
it was just fast, man.
I think, yeah, I think that's where it was interesting, and probably one of the benefits of having a big group of us is going to be is that my first direction with the deck was I love bounce package. Rabbit is like the card I want to play now that it's back. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna top out at 4. Oh, this is interesting. If I go, the uninkables in my deck are Doc, Genie, Rabbit, Dash. See what happens. The way that it happens is it's
Dash
a
opens
little
up a
awkward.
big door.
Dash is really
Yeah.
good because he helps with the speed, obviously. It's like it's his superpower or something. Um, but like your direction was I'm gonna make this super quick. My direction was I like the top end cards and the Fox, just like the play style of that. So like you're convincing me now more that it might need to push towards the faster version. Um,
Hard to say. That's
but
what the
yeah, it's hard
practice
to
is
say,
really going
and
to
that's
come
why
in.
we need, yeah, exactly. That's why we need the
Yeah.
practice. The other thing was on Fight Club. I think it's extremely difficult to judge how good the deck you're playing is because of the huge variety of stuff you could play against, how well it's built, and then
If anything, that's a strength because you do want to be built well
Play into
into the
bunch
things
of
you're
stuff.
going to go into. But
Yeah.
so there's always this one principle of deck building that I've always kind of thought about. It's the deck that wins more often isn't the deck that can solve the most problems. And when I say solve the most problems, meaning like I'm going to run this to answer this card. I'm going to run Headless Horseman to answer Diablo. I'm going to run Grab Your Swords for Prince John. Like it's not the deck that has the most ways to solve problems. The deck that wins most often is the deck that's creating the problems to be solved.
right.
The dogs, the Prince John, this card, the item decks, the whole new world decks. A lot of them sometimes will tech cards for specific matchups, a la Under the Sea and whatnot. But more often than not, you want to be the deck that's causing the problem and it's challenging the opponent like, hey, can you solve this problem? Can you solve my turn 1 Daisy, turn 2 Daisy Daisy? You can't solve that problem? Guess I win. You're not there like, man, I hope I draw my sudden scare or my answers to these problems. Because if you do, great, but the percentages are always going to be in the favor of the deck that's causing the problems, not the one solving them. That's an interesting deck building concept.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it was also a good thing to point out that it's not always the aggro that is asking the questions because like blue green was at the point where it didn't really care what everybody else was playing. It just played the combo.
That's what made it scary strong.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like if the right direction
Technically, the
is we
problem
need to
was,
find that,
can you
then
answer this Clarabelle start?
Yeah.
yeah, it's a bit of both. Like, can you recover from a board wipe, a one-sided board wipe that leaves a 6/6 evasive? Yeah, there were a lot of questions that that deck was asking, which I think is why it was so strong and which backs up the point that you were saying.
Yep.
Okay, so does that mean we just need to find the deck that is asking the most questions? So we have to look at all the top decks and just figure out which one that is? I feel like a lot of decks currently are asking questions. Like Purple Steel is asking, could you beat how fast I'm going and how I can play into the mid game? I feel like Amber Seal is probably gonna have to answer a lot of questions. but it might have the room for that. But like blue red is like,
Ember Steel's
can you beat all
interesting.
this?
Yeah. Ember Steel is
I
almost
think Amber Steel's in a very
purely
good spot right now. I
yeah.
like.
It's so
I think it has a lot of answers for decks. I like playing against it online. I'm like, this is rough. Like if it feels like an uphill battle against that deck.
It's funny because Amber Steel is almost it's a weird deck concept where it has a ton of answers and it's like hopefully I have enough answers for everything you're about to put out.
yeah,
It's
that's
not
a
like
good
they're
point.
questing for a ton. They're just like pure I
They're
have
just
5 answers for the one thing you're trying to present.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely
Um,
a flip.
do we think Ruby Amethyst can even be played?
You're asking the right crowd.
Yeah. It can be played. It's just
Yeah.
what direction are you playing the deck in?
Okay, so my original thought for this was, and I would like you guys to prove me wrong, was in this current format, Purple Steel is going considerably faster, and it will have a better matchup into you. It always does. And if you're trying to play control with B prep, why are you not just playing blue red? So what is your
I think
angle?
that's always been the
for
thing,
Ruby
right?
Amethyst?
That's always been the question for Ruby Amethyst.
Is why are
And
you
it
playing
kept
Ruby
winning.
Amethyst when you could just be doing blue red?
But I think
It's
Steel
because
Song
the
matchup was
Amethyst
good.
The Amethyst.
the Amethyst was keeping it in games. Now
And
the thing with
Tremaine.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like obviously I was saying for the Ruby Sapphire differential, like
Okay,
the
yeah,
Amethyst
yeah.
is what was like pulling its weight to make it like, do I play Sapphire for the ramping or do I play Amethyst for the draw, the bounce? Because like being able to bounce a
delay the
Tremaine
game.
back to your hand
Yeah,
or
and
bounce a Medusa,
the
like
protection from your own board
yeah,
wipe with your rabbits.
yeah,
Okay.
Or
and then like
library.
the Queen's Castle, like there was
Yeah,
just a
Queen's
lot of
Castle is
like
strong.
yeah.
But is it good anymore? Is the question. Does it even
It depends.
I think, like I said, I think it has to be a deciding factor of what direction the deck is going to go. Like, obviously, cards like you're not playing cards like Gothel. Like, that's just not
right? Yeah.
the right direction for that deck in the Infinity style. So, like, I don't think you're playing like the new Louisa, the Gothels, like any of the Madrigals. I just don't think they're
Good enough.
realistically good enough for that. Like, you're wanting to do the Snake, Fox, Rabbit, Tremaine, Medusa, Queen's Castle. There's an argument for like B Prep or Big Sisu, like which direction you want to go for those. You
Leviathan?
know, the Leviathan, yeah. So I mean, there's just Wreck-It Ralph. I mean, you know,
Yeah, not that
there's
one.
a lot of questions now for that deck, and it's just like, what direction do you want to kind of point and pull the trigger to see if it lands?
The sort of problem with Ruby Amethyst is the fact that it's trying to answer a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And it presents not too many problems itself. Like the best it has is like, can you answer my genie from questing? Right? Can you answer my evasives? That's like the biggest strength that it had. Outside of being able to consistently draw and apply pressure on the board, just because you need that draw power and questing power for discard.
I will say I think Ruby Rabbit would be better in Ruby Amethyst than Purple Steel now. Is my opinion. Because I think Rabbit's like, unfortunately, it's like very close to getting cut from my mind, but so is Genie. They don't do enough sometimes. Sometimes they're like the best cards in the game, which they kind of are. But
to answer your original question, Ruby Amethyst still has
a place in the meta.
it still has a place, I think.
I do too.
Okay.
I feel like it always will.
It'll honestly, yeah, its pattern was being the deck that everybody thought was gone, and then it just wins anyway. So
Mhm.
maybe that's the deck that we should be cooking.
I'll never let it die.
Same.
But you see where my head's at? Like, I keep thinking like, oh, maybe that's
Yes,
the
purple
deck I should be
steel.
cooking. Well, yes, but also
Which isn't wrong.
no, it's not wrong now. But like, it could be. Its green steel matchup is horrendous.
Is it though? I don't know.
You're definitely not favored. Okay, we'll have to play more.
I guess we don't know unless we try.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm intimidated.
Do you play Merida? Grab your swords.
I do in my blue steel deck I built.
I was about to say I might build blue steel again. I'm not sure though.
I did just to try it out with the aerial, like the Sonic Warrior aerial. And it's fun, but it's a lot of uninkables.
Yeah, Merida grab your
I wonder
swords
how
is 2 5
strong.
cost uninkables.
I wonder how strong blue steel aggro is. Because in the last few sets, there's been a lot of aggro support for blue.
I think
Yeah.
your first check on that is, can it outpace blue red board white? Like blue red ramping directly into board white. And if it can, then it's good. If it can't, I don't think you can reasonably take it to an event. For an aggro deck, I'm saying.
Hard to say. Not something I'm currently cooking, but something I've thought about. Just because there's been I'm like, man, blue steel aggro. I don't see a lot of it. Could be a dark horse.
That's a scary thing. There's a lot of dark horses. And there's a lot of dark horses that we just don't even know exist.
Yep.
I guess we'll see.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good place to end it. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below with your question of the episode. What are your thoughts? What deck are you playing in Infinity? It was nice talking to you guys. See you next week. We won't miss another week for a while.